It's no secret, Starfield is finally launching. We've all seen the deep dive video that they had just a few short weeks ago, and just a couple months from now, a month or so from now, we get to get our hands on the game, and I couldn't be more excited to play this game, to see this game, to feel and experience this game. But I don't know about you, I don't have a whole lot of background, a whole lot of knowledge, a whole lot of information on what this game is all about, what the developers and creators of the game, what is in their mind, what are their hopes and dreams, and how they designed the game. And I feel like it's really important to know how they're developing the game, the vision behind it, the drive behind it, the idea behind it, because that helps inform players like you and me in how we should interact with the game. Now, granted, we're going to do things that are different outside of the game. We're going to kind of test the boundaries. We're going to do things maybe that are unexpected from the developers. But I feel like if we at least have a good basis by which that we, and by basis, probably I really mean an expectation. If we have proper expectations on how we should play the game, how we should experience the game, I feel like we'll have a better time with it. So in that mindset and with that attitude, I wanted to go back and watch some of the earlier footage and presentations that Bethesda has done for Starfield. And I found this series. It's a 3-part series called Into the Starfield. We've done a reaction to the first video already, which you can go look on my YouTube channel, and I'll link that first one in the description to this one, as well as the original video from Bethesda. But now we're in Into the Starfield episode 2. This one is called Made for Wanderers. We're going to watch this, kind of give you first kind of raw thoughts, reactions from me. And I would love to hear from you. What do you think about Starfield? What do you think about the information that is shared in this video? I'd love to hear from you. Get your thoughts, your opinions, your hopes, your expectations. Maybe just for the game in general, but then also after seeing this, especially if you've not seen this particular video from Starfield yet, about Starfield, does it change your opinions? Does it change your thoughts? Does it change your expectations on what this game is going to be, or what at least what they hope for it to be? So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive in, watch this. It's about 5 minutes, a little over 5 minutes. And yeah, we're just going to jump right in here and give it a watch.
It's a level of immersion that we really focus on. You're not just playing a game, but you're living in this world, in this universe.
It's a giant open world for the player to do what they want. You feel like you've had an impact in the world. You really feel like you're there.
There's certain, types of entertainment where you're just experiencing it. You're taking in what the creator wants you to see, and they draw that dotted line between this happens, go here, do this. The more that we can put you in the situation where you're going to decide. That's what makes video games the best form of entertainment that they are.
That's really, really good. And it's really consistent with what they've been saying so far. And the statements that they just made harken back a little bit to the statements they made in the first video. And I want to replay this really quick, because if you didn't hear it, or maybe you didn't catch it, whatever, it's really important. Listen to this first sentence.
It's a level of immersion that we really focus on.
It's a level of immersion that we focus on. So they want you to be immersed in the world. I feel like that's a consistent pattern and theme and verbiage that they have about this game and for this game, and that's important to know.
Not just playing a game, but you're living in this world, in this universe.
You're not just playing a game, you're living in this world, you're living in this universe.
It's a giant open world for the player to do what they want. You feel like you've had an impact in the world. You really feel like you're there.
There's
really
certain,
feel like you're
types
there.
of entertainment where you're just experiencing it. You're taking in what the creator wants you to see, and they draw that dotted line between this happens, go here, do this. The more that we can put you in the situation where you're going to decide. That's what makes video games the best form of entertainment that they are.
So immersion and role playing, what you do impacts the world. I love it. I love it. I love those kind of games.
we don't just make RPGs, like we make simulations, and that leads to a lot of just crazy stuff that can happen and things you don't expect. Yeah, we always have those big fights like, well, what if combat breaks out right now? Right, you have to handle that, right? Because it could. You can't control it.
What do you say, a fight?
The game has to account for it somehow.
We embrace the chaos, let it play out, and usually it's pretty fun.
A lot of us have been doing this for a long time together. And it's nice with Starfield to go back to some things we didn't do, the backgrounds, the traits, the defining your character, all of those stats. And I think there's so many.
Did they not? I feel like they did that to a certain degree in their games already, right? Or does he just mean not as in-depth?
Games now that do those things, that people are ready for something that does a lot of the things that, you know, older hardcore RPGs, some that we used to do, doing those again in a new way.
We've always allowed the player to, you know, to create really interesting, unique characters. This game, we've definitely severely leveled up. The tech is based on scanning of real-world models.
I just noticed that my camera isn't quite aligned. That's gonna be off. Okay, so what they're telling us, what I'm hearing is they just went more in depth because the technology exists to do so now, and it seems like maybe they feel like the appetite for a more in-depth, more immersive gameplay exists today, maybe than it did like 10, 20 years ago. Is that what they're saying? I feel like that's what they're saying. I don't know that that's true though. I feel like our desire for immersion has always been there. We just haven't always had it.
Models similar to the photogrammetry we do in our landscapes. We're kind of applying the same thing to our people as well, because it's not just the appearance of your player and all that, but, you know, we want all the personal interactions with NPCs, other characters in the game, to be as impactful as possible. And for that, you have to believe these are real people. You're a real person interacting with real people.
So I think one of the difficult things with an RPG, and possibly with Starfield, that I've already been hearing, that I've already been seeing, is that it's not online. It's not going to be a live service game. It's a single player RPG where you're not interacting with other real live players. So we're so used to that in 2023. So many of our games are MMOs, massively multiplayer online games where we're interacting with people. You can even with space games like Star Citizen, for example, is that. So I think one of the knocks is, or maybe one of the fears and trepidations is, well, if I play this role-playing game, this big, huge, massive space game, and it's not online where I can meet other players, is this going to feel empty? Is this going to feel worth playing? And I think that's a legitimate question. And what I hear them saying is that they have done their best to craft and create this game to the point where we feel like we're part of it, where our decisions feel like they matter, and that the NPCs that they're making feel real to us. So that comes with storytelling. So it'll be interesting to find out, see how that feels, and see how that works itself out.
One of the big choices is which part of the game world am I going to engage in? We always make a bunch of different groups that represent some of the major factions in every game. And in this one,
like factions,
the United Colonies, that represents the future space republic, idealized. You also have the
Future Space Republic? What does that mean? You guys know what that means? Anyone have any information on this? Is that like just a normal citizen, or like space cops?
Star Collective, which is the space western fantasy. People that are out there on the frontier.
Lawless.
Got Ryujin Industries, which represents corporate life. I think it has one of the best starts of any of the factions.
Yeah, it's a megacorp, and you get hired, right? Like that you would do, right?
We'll play for our job. We'll see if you cut the mustard.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, I love approaching it that way.
So it sounds like they're suggesting that we need to, like, that's the best start, right? Probably because you get money. Is probably, that's my biggest guess.
Way where, okay, what makes the world feel whole? What are the groups that would make it feel whole and believable? And then how does the player interact with them? You know, what we're doing with the pirates, the Crimson Fleet as well. They're not just this foe.
Pirates.
Let the player join them. What does that mean?
The cool thing about Crimson Fleet, you know, what if you're a good person and you want to be a good player and you don't want to play as a bad guy? You can side with the pirates, or you can report back your superiors and be like basically space cop type of thing.
Narc.
So let you be a good person and still play with the bad guys.
Okay, so there's an element here of choice that has consequence that they're trying to talk about. I love that.
I think that's really cool too.
It seems like no matter what story we write, the one the players tell themselves is the one that they think about and love the most, and the companions.
Oh, there's he.
Captain.
What's that guy's
How may I
name?
be of assistance?
Forget his name.
So something we really, you know, leaned into on this game, how those other characters felt about you.
That's probably my favorite part. Like when you're exploring and then your companion makes some comment off the cuff about something that you're checking out or something that just happened. It just feels so perfect for immersion. It's so believable. You think it's a real person.
So, you know, we knew we wanted to do some kind of persuasion mini game thing.
Yeah, we sat down and it was funny. We didn't start with, let's do an evolution of, let's look back at the old Oblivion system, but there are a couple of beats there. You have to think about, what's my risk here?
I never played Oblivion,
Which
so I don't
one
know.
do I want to choose? We didn't want it to be a system where there was definitely the right thing to say.
It feels like you're having a conversation where you're actually trying to persuade somebody of something. So it's actually, I think it's, as far as new systems in dialogue, I think it's definitely one of the most successful ones that we've had.
Yeah. I think when we knew we were making a game about space, you ask yourself certain questions, and that question is, what is out there? And so, as a game, we have romance, adventure, mystery, but I think with Starfield, there's this other layer of, you know, the
Side comment, I like the tattoos on his hands. Those look really cool.
Cosmos and the universe and what is out there.
At the end of it, we want the players to have told their own journey, but then look back at it and we're asking the big questions. Why are we all here? Where is it leading? And what's next for humanity?
Wait. I'm gonna back that up.
Look back at it.
Layer of is out.
Told their own journey to the players.
And what is out there.
At the end of it, we want the players to have told their own journey, but then...
Okay, I get that part. So he wants us to, like, make decision. We can make our own decisions, decide what experiences for the most part that we have in the game. Are we gonna be a pirate? Are we gonna be like a good, you know, a narc? Are we gonna be a cop? Are we gonna be industrious? Are we gonna be explorers? Like, how are we gonna make a mark for our, like a mark and a name for ourselves in the universe? Like, I get that. So that's what he's saying here. But then I don't understand the second part. Is he talking like in the game or IRL?
Look back at it and we're asking the big questions. Why are we all here? Where is it leading? And what's next for humanity?
Okay. Well, that, I don't feel like that one was as informative or as good as their first one. Let me go back here. We'll get some art. We'll get the team on the screen here. So that's what they've created. They wanted us to have an immersive experience, one where the world feels real to us, where we interact with the world, where the world is interacting with us, and that we have this story to tell, this experience to share with friends and to share with people. And then kind of this cryptic thing at the end that Todd Howard said, and you know, it should leave us asking questions of what else is out there, what are the possibilities. And so I think he's trying to bridge this connection between the game and real life and us getting philosophical and stuff like that. But let me know your thoughts. What do you think about Starfield now after you've seen this video, and maybe any comments that I've made? What questions do you have? Let me know in the comments. Would love to be able to hear from you. And yeah, can't wait to play this game September 1st. Until then, enjoy whatever games you happen to be playing, and I'll catch you in the next video.